You just have to go in through that brush.
Nice ice formations here along the rail trail, and they're melting.
Yeah, sun is hitting them right now directly.
All right. Well, we've made it to the second tunnel. Probably the most interesting one of all four. If I can get down in here. Oh. Definitely ride a bike for this one.
Oh yeah. Watch that ending right there.
Get like one of the BMX stunt people.
Yeah.
Do a good stunt for a movie or something. Let's take a little peek through here. It might be better just to look at it from here.
Yeah.
That is nice to go. Look at that.
It's just the same thing. Like I said, I'm trying to come up to the river. Right now it's a little
Oh, look at that. Everything's covered. And the active tracks are there. And up there.
These are beautiful days.
Up there is where we came from.
Oh, we can climb back up. We'll reach the 4-foot drop. Maybe even 5-foot drop.
I thought that was a giant worm for a second. I was like, is that a giant worm?
Now we're going to see.
See if we get this ice to trick off. There we go. It's just waste. That's amazing. And then the ice stops as soon as the tunnel starts. It must be cold air sinking down here and just covering it. And then I don't know what that's for.
You know,
Yeah, you could definitely ride a bike. I mean, honestly, for somebody who knows what they're doing, this probably wouldn't even be that scary of a jump.
I mean, you would have to clear all that stuff out of the way for the ground.
Yeah, like prepare it. Of course, if you go too far, then you might hit your head on there.
You have to try to find a decline because it goes down. The incline going back up.
All right, so we're at this place where the two tunnels meet here in the second tunnel, and it's super icy right here. So we're not gonna go down there today because it's just too icy. And at the end there's some ruins. There's an old piece of an older tunnel that's left over. But yeah, we'll just slip down and we'll go right into the river. We'll be washed downstream. Give a little idea of the scale.
Don't want to dig into my backpack.
Test out these muck boots. So far, so good. My feet are dry.
All right. That's all that matters.
Onward to the next tunnel. All right, we're climbing up out of the second tunnel, and there's an old, I guess this is an old insulator, I don't know, array. Yeah, they're all busted up. But these metal things in between are kind of cool.
Yeah. They look like bells.
Yeah, they almost look like bells. I wonder if they probably just tossed to the side. Yeah. All right, here we go. Well, now the trail gets better when you're almost up. All right, so here we're going to go down because there's some train wreckage. There was a big wreck here in the 80s. Oh, it's a honey wagon. They're pumping out all the Jiffy Johns, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this one, yeah, the wreckage is down here, and there's also a short tunnel. There, oh wow, yeah, there's one of the box cars. I wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's just ripped, shredded.
Well, they said they just pushed them over.
They just said F it. I think the story here is that there was a large boulder had come off the cliff when there were no trains running, and it was just sitting there. And then, was it at night? Did it happen at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. I think it happened at night, and they were just cruising along. Boom! And then the whole thing went off the rails, and they just pushed a lot of the damaged stuff down into the gully here. And here it sits to this day. Okay, so here we have some I-beam, or maybe this is the bottom of a boxcar. Over here you can see some twisted metal that you could easily fall and spike yourself on. So here's a piece right here of one of the boxcars. You can see it is ripped apart right at the seams here.
Push it off to the side.
And these rivets are bolts, and then it's just torn apart.
Actually better to go what I was told was to go down.
There we go. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah. That looks like the side of a side or the underbelly of one of the boxcars.
Right. I think they said it might be the side.
And here's another big piece right there. There's big I-beams down here too. I don't know what they're from. Might have been one of the old utility poles. They might have knocked into one of the utility poles and knocked it over. They chucked that down here too. You can see there's those for scale. Oh, you can still see some paint and a number down there. Oh man, it's all stuck in there, frozen in there. If I knew more about trains, I could say, oh, this is that part and that's that part. But I don't know enough about the way they build those trains. There's some gears down there. There's gears. I think that's for some type of door opening or something. Sliding the doors on the cars. And right there, the white paint and there's a number there. To me, this looks like it was cut, or it was
Torched, yeah.
torched. So maybe they were bent from the accident, and then they just torched them and threw them down here.
Pushed it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they had to cut some of these things up and then just push them
Into
down.
pieces, yeah. Here's another piece of it here. Here's some parts of the door. This piece is just twisted and God, look at that. And there's a rock on top of it too. And you can see some paint down here too. Some red, oh wow. So that looks like one of the sides of one of the cars. It's also been, this one is just the metal is just ripped. There's not even any bolts or anything. It's just solid metal. And here are those numbers that we saw from up there. Or maybe it's not numbers, maybe it's letters. And it says something here. HT 47. Now, is that part of the rail? Oh, let me see. Yeah, that's a chunk of the rail.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if some of the rail got twisted up too.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, you got a train going, what, 50 miles an hour? Hits a giant boulder, and the boulder was, how big was the boulder? It was.
It said like 3 tons.
It was big enough to do a number.
They try to blast it before.
Before the train came.
Train come, yeah.
Oh, really?
But they didn't.
They- Well, how much time did they have? Couldn't they radio to the train and say try to slow down, or they?
I don't
they
remember
didn't-
how long they had, but they said by the time
It was too
they
late.
got to it, it was still too late.
Here's a big spring.
Oh, wow.
If you want a little trophy. Thing probably weighs 20 pounds. And there's more over here too. Look at this. Wow. And then some of the ties too. So they had to dig up some of the railroad ties. Wow. That must have been a pretty big job.
Yeah, they had to replace the section of the track because of the damage.
Here you go. Here's your souvenir, Lewis.
Okay.
All you have to do
Carry
is carry it back. It only weighs about 20 pounds. It's a giant spring. Look at that sucker. Here, put it in the light.
Something
That would be an interesting thing to have.
to open door.
Yeah, a woodpecker. You're right. Look at that. Now, all these tunnels have numbers, I guess, or like codes to tell you what. Probably something to do with service maintenance. 2652 is the number for this tunnel. This is the third tunnel. When you go north from Shanks Ferry, this is the third tunnel. This is pretty similar to the first segment of the last tunnel. It's just it's a lot shorter. I'm gonna get a shot of you from up here.
Oh, okay. Have to find that way carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good thing is this one is not as icy, so got a couple of rough.
Very close down there. There's a tire, huh? There's a big tire. Two tires. All right, well, we're in the fourth tunnel here. Lewis is down there. This is a really cool tunnel. It's very steep. It's pretty long. It ends in these two circular iron tunnels that go down to the river. But I'm running out of car time. I didn't plan well enough. As you can see right here, it comes down really steep. Now, it could shut off at any time here. So I just want to prepare. If you're watching and it goes blank, that's what it is. Thanks for coming along. What's that green thing?
The board.
Oh, wow.
Like plywood painted.
And this is the end of this one. Oh, wow, there's all kinds of hardware down here.
I said there's a lot of
Yeah.
railroad stuff.
And that's what the top of this one looks like. And we're going to go out on this video walking up this steep slope here. Lois is leading the way. There is no ice in this one. We thought there might be ice. I was telling Lewis that if you have ice in this one, and you start sliding down the middle here where the water is, you're going, I guess you could reach out and grab the sides, but there's a good chance you're going the whole way down. And that would be painful, because by the time you hit the end, you're going to be hauling some butt. And you're going to wipe out right at the end. See, this one you get a little cardio, because it's so steep. You can ride a bike. When it's summer, I get my mountain bike going. I got to get it fixed up. I'll bring it down here. And we'll do this one. We can do all of them on a mountain bike, see what happens. All right, this is Brett. For TopoRanger, signing out.